I feel like we've done this before. I feel like we've done this before. Reboot from Asteroid G. You're listening to Not So Live from Asteroid G. I'm Mike Finkelstein, the hunter-killer. With me, as always, is...
Josh Schaefer, Dutch, but with an Austrian accent.
Queen Bee, Ultimate Warrior.
And we today are talking about the Predator. Specifically, well, I mean, without the context of aliens around at all, just Predator right now. But we are going to be specifically trying to reboot the franchise because this was inspired specifically by me watching a video recently discussing what the fuck went wrong with the Shane Black The Predator, which is a lie in and of itself because it wasn't just one Predator in that movie, but like 5.
Oh, that movie was so bad.
Oh my god, it was terrible. Autism's a superpower, didn't you know? That's what this movie's telling us. So since apparently Fox doesn't have a fucking clue what to do with The Predator, I figured we could take the opportunity to do our own reboot of The Predator. I feel like I have to say it in that voice, almost like I'm talking about, like, the Batman. So...
The Man-Bat? Yep.
The Man-Bat. Anyway, so, The Predator. What are your guys' thoughts on rebooting it? And bear in mind, you don't have to keep any of the previous continuity. You can do anything you want with it. You can change up the aliens themselves. You can do a respectful sequel to something that's already existed. You can go any direction you want. How would you reboot The Predator?
Before I start, like, how much Gary Busey is too much Gary Busey?
There are some... Okay, I might say any Gary Busey is too much. I will, however, give you a complete collection of Jake Busey if you want.
Deal.
Okay, who's going first?
Go ahead, Josh.
Oh, me? Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Obviously, Peter Dinklage and Tom Cruise are going to star in this film.
I knew it! I fucking knew it!
But... It's a remake of the first one with Mr. Schwarzenegger,
yeah.
or ex-Governor Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
And remember the, I can't remember her name, the love interest person?
Yeah.
That's going to be Peter Dinklage. Tom Cruise is going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Boom. A romance story.
A gay romance story set in the middle of the original Predator.
Yeah. And it's not going to be in a jungle this time, though, because that's tired and played out.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to do this underwater in Sea Lab.
So it's the Predator, or Predator, from the 1980s, except everything about it has changed.
Yes.
Okay. But a love story.
Yep. Peter Dinklage is going to play a custodian. He's a custodian. Tom Cruise is a security guard. And then the Predator attacks. There's a hole breach. And then Peter Dinklage breaches his own holes, if you know what I mean.
I can see
I think you watch way too much porn, is what I'm thinking.
I see the gears spinning in your head as you try and come up with this on the fly.
Oh, this is 100% on the fly. I had nothing. I honestly tried to think, but I love the first 2 Predator movies, and I can't think of making them better. Okay. So the only thing I could do is just do like the complete opposites.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm doing an opposite thing. So.
Well, Josh, I think you're going to enjoy my recreation here. Because I do have a reboot, an idea for it, and Peter Dinklage is part of that. Yeah. Actually, I have 2 ideas. So the first one, we're going to do Peter Dinklage, but Peter Dinklage is the Predator. And then you have The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, as Governor Schwarzenegger's position.
Yeah.
It is in the jungles of Animal Kingdom of Disney World. And I think that's a really good way to go with it. And especially because, especially in the whole jungle area of that. And then I have my second idea is do Predator the musical.
Does the Predator sing?
Of course he does.
No. Perfect. What you do is you do a bunch of like 3 or 4 songs leading up to the Predator's like big reveal, and then you have him do the various bits of their songs like done off of his recorder in the round, like remixed into its own like synthesized musical that he does.
Nice. I like it. I like it.
Totally respectful to the technology.
So those would be my 2 takes. Peter Dinklage and Dwayne The Rock in the rainforest of Animal Kingdom, and or a musical version of Predator.
Why not both?
And I think it should be written by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, duh. That was actually my first thought, no joke. So I think he could pull that off. Because The Rock has a pretty decent singing voice, and I think Peter Dinklage sings too.
Oh, he definitely does.
Yeah.
So, here are my thoughts. I have a couple. There were parts of me sitting there going, I mean, any movie can be made more interesting if you just randomly drop a Predator right into the middle of it. Like, Mad Max, but suddenly a Predator shows up halfway in and they all have to fight against him. Or, which actually kind of sounds like Ghosts of Mars. Or, fucking a vampire film, but then in the middle the Predator shows up, which honestly sounds like From Dusk Till Dawn. So there's a genre of this, but suddenly monster. But the ones that I was actually legit serious about were, first of all, we take the idea of the original Predator, which is you have like the couple of the 2 teams that are off in the jungle, the American commandos going after like this I don't know, Colombian or whatever drug running ring that has a base out in the middle of the jungle, and they've captured some American soldiers and yada yada yada. And you do it straight like Patriot Games kind of whole plotting. So you start off in Washington D.C. You have the analysts going over the data. You get the team together. They train. You get all their backstory and everything. They go out into the jungle. You're already like an hour and 15 minutes in. Everyone has completely forgotten a Predator is even supposed to show up because you've gotten all of this development of like the drug runners and the CIA agents that are going out. And then right as the 2 of them are going to like fight against each other, this alien just shows up and starts blasting motherfuckers left and right. And like they have to end up like teaming up together to fight the Predator, and only one of whoever it is survives because he's the only one left alive and has proven himself to be the truest warrior against the Predator. So
solid.
That's my
solid
first
idea.
The second one I had,
in my head when you were doing that, like the only thing I could think of was the movie Tropic Thunder, but they just drop a
Predator in the middle of it.
A Predator in the middle of Tropic Thunder. So
amazing. I mean, drop a Predator into the middle of like Avatar. I'd watch that.
I'll watch it too. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't even care which Avatar we're talking about. Avatar or Avatar The Last Airbender. Either way.
Why not all 3 at the same time?
They're all like water and air and earth benders, and he's like, I'm a spine bender.
Wow. Okay.
So that's the first one. The second one is even way more far afield. So in this one, we don't see humans at all for like the first hour. We are on the Predator planet, and it's just Predators going on about their civilization. Like, speaking only in Predator tongue and all of that stuff. And then, like, they're getting ready for the hunt, and they're preparing for everything. And then as they go to their ship explodes. And then suddenly these commandos come out of the jungle. And the last, like, 45 minutes of it is just this battle between these humans that have landed on the Predator planet and the Predators fighting back against them.
I like it. That's a great one. You need to send that one off and propose it, because I'd watch the shit out of that one.
It's definitely different. That's for sure.
Yes.
I mean, I think when you're doing a reboot of these, the problem is the fact that as much as the Predators are given, I guess, a cultural backstory, there really isn't that much depth to what we know about them, because they don't speak English at all, and as we've seen, don't give a shit about speaking it. They just like to record bits and play it back because it's funny. They're like the worst pranksters because they take their pranks like 5 levels too far. I'll either like annoy you gently with some sound effects, or I'll rip out your spine. There's no middle ground here with these guys, you know.
I feel that way some days.
Yeah,
though.
see, but like we don't know a whole hell of a lot about them, and we're never going to. They're only effective as like an alien that shows up out of nowhere and starts killing guys. So it's really hard to come up with something new, because everything we've got Predator, Predator 2, Predators, and the Predator, and they all basically hinge on the idea that things are just kind of going along and then suddenly alien.
I like it.
So it's hard, like even more than with like the Alien movies. It's really hard to reboot these, because what are you going to do that's at all different? I guess. So, like Riverdale, but you throw a predator into the middle of it, which I actually think happened in the comics.
It did.
Yeah,
it was
that would be funny.
It was weird.
We'll watch that.
I mean,
well, they might be doing that now because I actually watch Riverdale.
You never know.
There's alien stuff going on right now.
Oh
so,
my god,
yeah.
that show is so far off the rails. But I mean, like DC Comics did for the longest time. They were pairing up with Dark Horse, who had the rights to all the various like Alien and Predator and Terminator, and they do like DC Hero versus Dark Horse comic monster comics. So, I mean, and those were actually, some of those were actually kind of compulsively readable in that, oh my god, this is shit, Frank Miller kind of way. I don't know. I guess the only other way you could do it is make like a video game where you play as a Predator, but wouldn't that get boring after a while?
I mean, every Predator video game that I've ever played has gotten boring after like the third level.
See? Because what are you gonna do? You've got this tech and you run around and you kill dudes. Like, that's their story. That's their whole story. I think at least if you set one on like a predator planet and just watch them being predators for a while, that's gonna give you some cultural like development that you've never had before. That would be interesting. Yeah. Plus, just watching it get filmed in like predator language for like an hour. Oh my god, that would be amazing. It'd be like doing Galaxy Quest, but entirely from the perspective of the screechy aliens just doing their own missions.
I watched that movie.
So.
Even if Tim Allen was in it.
Yeah, Tim Allen's a dick. So, do we have anything else? Because this has been a really short podcast.
Predator's pretty cool.
Okay, well, what about some common TV shows that you would drop a predator into?
Full House.
Yeah, but he has to play Uncle Jesse.
Well, obviously, he kills Uncle Jesse, replaces him, and nobody notices.
Nobody knows him. And it's not like he does anything different. He just has voice clips from Uncle Jesse on his wrist, and he continues wearing the full body armor.
Nice. No, I like that. That's good. That would actually make that show watchable.
Just do like that issue of Deadpool where he traveled back in time and they just literally redrew Deadpool over Spider-Man with different dialogue. Just do that where you just take old episodes of Full House and just digitally add a Predator over top. Be great. But
let's see. We have the original Predator, right? And we have
there's 4 plus the 2 AVPs. There's Predator 2 with Danny Glover. There's Predators, which had the pianist, whatever his name is. He's
Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody, thank you. And then we had The Predator, which just recently came out and was a big pile of ass.
And there's 2 with AVP?
There's 2 AVPs. There's the original AVP that takes place in that Antarctic pyramid, and there's AVP Requiem that no one remembers because they couldn't see a damn thing because of how it was filmed.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't think I watched that one.
It's bad. Don't worry about it.
But apparently nobody else did either.
I've seen it twice now because I'm a glutton for punishment. But you were going to say.
Okay. So, and most of them is that the Predator is the bad guy, right? That's why I like your idea of showing predators on their home planet.
So the Predator's the bad guy from the perspective of the humans. I would say that there's been just enough cultural development that it's really hard to view the Predator straight the bad guy. They have their own thing they're doing, and yes, that means humans die, but it'd be like we consider the Spanish conquistadors bad now, but back when you were a Spanish conquistador, you thought you were being a good guy. It's kind of that.
Everybody's a hero in their own story, Mike.
Exactly. The Predators are their own hero because they have their own thing they're doing. We're just getting in the way of that.
Right.
So. But yeah, the Predators are always the quote-unquote bad guy.
You don't die if you're not a threat.
That's true. Don't hold a gun. Lesson 1.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
I really think that those people in the desert, those soldiers in the desert, cause their own problems. I mean, honestly.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. It's absolutely true.
Talk out your differences.
Now I'm just like imagining. God, what was the aunt on Full House? What's her name?
Becky.
Aunt Becky.
Aunt Becky.
I'm just imagining her having like 2 Predator babies with Uncle Jesse Predator and not noticing they're like half Predators now. Oh my God, that's amazing. I'm stuck on this idea, Josh. I think you touched upon the best reboot we could have possibly done.
Yeah, I really like that idea.
Yeah, because now I'm trying to stitch them into other like really terrible ones, like The Facts of Life, where every problem on the show is solved by the Predator killing someone.
You could do Predator. You could do Predator Golden Girls.
Sophia. He's a Sophia.
I was about to say Sophia would be the Predator.
That's so good. Oh my God, that's so good.
Or you could do Predator, the National Bake Off.
the best British Bake Off, and it's
yes,
one of the hosts.
Yes, that'd be great. You could do Predator, Dancing with the Stars.
That doesn't seem like as weird, honestly. I like the idea of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and the Predator is Carlton.
Obviously. Let's see. Some of the shows that we currently watch. Unfortunately, I think Predator would match pretty much all of them.
It's a little scary about that, isn't there? Yeah.
Right? Predator and Nancy Drew, like, it would fit in.
He's just one of the friends hanging out with Nancy Drew. And I mean, as you said,
at the diner, yeah.
How much weirder would Riverdale really get if they put a Predator in there? Not that much,
It wouldn't,
honestly.
because it's kind of supernatural anyway.
Yeah.
You couldn't put a Predator into supernatural because...
They just roll with it. It's not even a thing, yeah. But it would be funnier if he's the third Winchester brother and he just rides around in the car with them.
I would like that. That'd be great.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, I think the winner is Predator Full House.
Yes, I win.
You win.
You win. I wasn't aware there was a contest.
I didn't realize there was either, but Josh just won it apparently. That was a good one.
You know what? Josh sometimes does need to win, so we're going to give it to him.
I appreciate it.
And
yeah, you're welcome.
This has been Not So Live from Asteroid G. I'm Mike, still have my spine, Finkelstein.
I'm Becky Finkelstein.
She's not even on this podcast, Josh.
And I'm Queen Bee of Super Warriors.
And we will see you next time.